Hey, Coach, just the energy coming out in that second half, what do you feel like changed in how the guys stepped up, Kyle especially, and some difference makers?
Yeah, I think just way more aggressive, kind of into him a little bit more. I thought we were very separated from him in the first half. And, I thought also, like, offensively, we were really fighting the game in the first half. We were, they had a particular scheme, and we were kind of playing right into the teeth of it. And once we got that corrected, we were able to find some more kind of fluidity to our offense, some easier shots. But yeah, as ever with us, it's about our defense.
There's so many different players you could talk about, but I mean, Mike Conley specifically, what did you notice from him and how he was leading by example tonight?
Well, he was aggressive. They were sending him, certain directions, and he just went. Really did a good job of just hitting the hole like a running back and getting downhill, being aggressive, and I thought this is how he's been playing, in the last handful of games, and this is how we need him to keep playing. And we had 6 guys in doubles tonight. Everybody had a bunch of assists too, which I thought was a sign of a good offense out there, and we shot the ball well from the three-point line as a result. So,
just like where everybody's confidence level is at right now, it just seemed like there was no hesitancy really from anybody when it was their time to pull the trigger.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. I mean, the ball's really moving. Everyone's knowing that they're going to get it. I think they can anticipate when they're going to get it. Thought did a good job, kind of getting off of it in a crowd. They were wanting us to play into a crowd, and we only did it a few times early. But your guys are shot ready, and they're letting it go. So,
after last year, there were times where you didn't have like any point guards. What's it like having the option to play 3 at once now?
Yeah, and plus Nikhil, if you count him, and it's great. J-Mac is playing otherworldly right now. I mean, he's just come in and changed the games for us, and just shooting with so much confidence and making all the normal J-Mac plays, getting 50-50 balls, competing for the ball in the air, just flying around, getting his hands on stuff, and I really love Monte's defense right now, too. Is really good. So, we're spoiled for choice right there, and I love the fact that they all like to play together, and they all can play together. So,
Chris, seemed like Rudy got reacclimated after a handful of possessions at the beginning of the game. How did his reintegration kind of go tonight?
I thought it was really active defensively, particularly as the game went on and on and on. And defensively, offensively for him, his rolling was key, even though they were covering him up and really kind of taking a piece out of him every time he rolled. He kept doing it. He kept the ball alive on the offensive glass. He had 6 offensive rebounds, but he probably had another 3 or 4 where he kept alive. Other people got. That was really big for us, particularly in a game like this where, you're struggling to at times find easy points. So.
Then you started Naz at the 4 to start the game, Kyle at the 4, and for the third quarter. Was that a matchups thing? Or
no, it was literally. I didn't want to put Naz in position to get a cheap 4th foul, where he couldn't then develop any rhythm in the game because he would have had to sit. And it was also kind of allowing us to maybe manipulate the matchup so we could get a spacing big out there against some of their 5s at some point in the game, just kind of staggering those minutes. So,
you mentioned that the point guards like to play together. The first thing would be to think that passing really helps, but it seems like what they also do is vacate the zone, create spacing, create pace.
Yes.
I mean, it does seem like when you have at least 2 of them out there, everybody in the offense knows a little bit more what's going on, and they create those spaces.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the ball and body movement is a little bit better. They're all shooting the ball really well, too, off of each other, so I think that's really kind of a benefit for them. And they get into the heart of the defense, and multiple guys that can put the ball down and get to the heart of the defense, whether it's off the ball or on the ball. So.
Even when Naz got accidentally whacked by a teammate, he just kept shooting the threes and making them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was a really good pass by Ant. We thought if he raced downhill that might be there. He did a really good job, and Naz was again shot ready. So it was good to see that one go in because he had missed some really good looks earlier, but stay right in the game mentally.
The fans like to chant his name.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's just he's been an incredible story here. The way he's from day one changed his body, kept growing his game, plays with so much confidence and energy. Just whether he starts or whether he comes off the bench, teammates love him. He's got so much skill. His defense has gone from strength to strength. His rebounding, it's just fun to watch him get better all the time. It really is.
Late in the first quarter with that smaller lineup, you had McDaniels guarding Garland and then Anderson on the fives, and you were able to switch those ball screens. Can you talk about that tandem together and what that gives you defensively?
Yeah, I think there are certainly units where we're able to do that. And with Kyle out there at the 5, those are the ones that we can do it the easiest. We can employ Kyle in so many different ways in pick and roll, defense, and still maintain a good amount of length, which is important. So both those guys, Nikhil and Jaden, were outstanding on Garland. Made it tough for him all night. He didn't make a 3, and 8 for 21, and the ball was in his hand a lot. And everything that he shot was, kind of right where we wanted him to shoot it. So,
Chris, we've asked you about Jordan McLaughlin when he's come in and out of the rotation over the last few years, and your answer is always, kind of you are expecting Jordan when he gets the opportunity to deliver. Is what he's doing, tonight and recently, exceeding expectations in any sort of way?
I would say yes, in that he's, just keeps stringing them together. He's had his shooting is lights out right now, and they're all within the flow with a ton of confidence. But even when he's been outside the rotation, it's not like he's not a rotational player. We at times will have 11 guys here that can all play rotation minutes and have played rotation minutes for us. So he just always stays ready. Whenever he comes in, he's figured out a way to impact the game, whether he hasn't played for 2 days or 2 games or, 2 quarters, and that's what we love about him.
You mentioned the depth there. Some teams probably have guys, 10, 11 guys who can play, but it seems like a year 10, 11, they all are capable of looking like the best player on the court from your many stretches. What is that like just to have really anybody who can actually step up and change the game?
I think it's, again, it's a tribute to the way that the guys are really sharing the ball and moving for each other on the floor, because that allows the opportunity for that to happen. And, there's a lot of really experienced and skilled guys on this roster. We're not, like everybody, we have, things we're lacking, but these guys, the collective is better than all the individual parts, and that's what any team should be. And we have great experience. It's fun. Like Mike right now, is rising to the occasion. You can see himself getting ready for what he knows is coming down the road, which is playoff basketball, where he knows he needs to be aggressive. So, thanks, guys.